Welcome to Chelder. Today, we're diving into the scaly, slithery world of snakes. Whether you fear them, love them, or just find them endlessly fascinating, these creatures have been creeping around the planet for over 100 million years, and they've got some jaw-dropping secrets to share. From their bizarre superpowers to the quirks that make them nature's stealthiest hunters, snakes are a whole lot more than just danger noodles. So, grab your anti-venom, just in case, and slither into this list of 30 insane facts about snakes that'll leave you hissing for more. Fact number 1. Snakes have been around for over 100 million years. Snakes are like the ultimate survivors in the natural world, having slithered into existence more than 100 million years ago. They've lived through the rise and fall of dinosaurs, watched the continents shuffle around like puzzle pieces, and observed humanity progress from inventing the wheel to binge-watching streaming shows. The crazy part? They've done all this without legs, arms, or any apparent need for a wardrobe upgrade. Scientists believe snakes evolved from burrowing lizards, proving that sometimes the secret to survival is knowing when to slim down. They're nature's original minimalists, thriving on adaptability and proving that legless isn't helpless. Truly, snakes are like the wise, wrinkled grandparents of the animal kingdom. Minus the wrinkles, of course. Fact number 2. Not all snakes are poisonous, but many are just as dangerous. Think only venomous snakes deserve your respect? Think again. Constrictors like pythons and anacondas have turned hugs into a competitive sport, using their muscular coils to squeeze the life out of prey. It's like being wrapped up in the world's worst weighted blanket. Effective, but not comforting. These non-venomous champions don't need venom to make their point. They rely on brute strength and impeccable strategy. Meanwhile, some non-venomous snakes are master bluffers, hissing and flattening their bodies to imitate their toxic cousins. Essentially, they're the animal kingdom's version of that one friend who always talks a big game but rarely follows through. Whether venomous or not, snakes prove that when it comes to survival, you don't always need fangs dripping with poison, just a little creativity. Fact number 3. Snakes can eat animals bigger than their heads. Imagine sitting down for dinner, and instead of cutting your food into small bites, you decide to eat the whole thing in one massive gulp. That's every meal for a snake. Thanks to their flexible jaws and stretchy ligaments, snakes can swallow prey that's much larger than their heads. No knife or fork required. This would be the equivalent of you eating a whole watermelon in one bite, skin, seeds, and all. Afterward, their bodies kick into overdrive, producing powerful stomach acids that dissolve everything from feathers to bones. The process might take days or even weeks, but snakes don't mind. They're the definition of patient diners. Their eating habits are so impressive, they'd win any competitive eating contest, if only they could show up with legs. Fact number 4. Snakes smell with their tongues, and it's weirdly effective. Snakes might not have noses as we know them, but they've turned their tongues into high-tech sensory devices. By flicking their tongues, they gather scent particles from the air, ground, and even nearby objects. These particles are analyzed by a special organ in their mouths called the Jacobson's organ, which helps them create a mental map of their surroundings. Essentially, snakes can smell their way through life with pinpoint accuracy. It's like having a built-in GPS system powered by smells. Sure, it looks a bit unsettling when they flick their tongues, but for snakes, this behavior is as natural as breathing. It's their secret weapon for tracking prey, avoiding predators, and finding mates. Who needs a nose when you've got a tongue that does it all? Fact number 5. Snakes don't have eyelids, so they always look intense that if you've ever stared into a snake's unblinking eyes and felt a chill down your spine, there's a good reason for it. Snakes don't have eyelids, which means they can't blink, wink, or even close their eyes. Instead, their eyes are protected by a transparent scale called a spectacle, which they shed along with their skin. This gives snakes their signature intense stare, making them look like they're always up to something. Whether they're planning their next meal or just minding their business, they look perpetually focused and maybe a little judgmental. Imagine never being able to blink during a suspenseful movie or a dusty hike. For snakes, though, it's just another day in the life. Fact number 6. Snakes shed their skin in one piece. Talk about a makeover. While humans settle for new hairstyles or outfits, snakes take their makeovers to the next level by shedding their entire skin. This process, called ecdysis, happens several times a year and leaves behind a perfectly preserved snake-shaped shell. It's like stepping out of your clothes and leaving behind a life-size statue of yourself. The shed skin even includes the outer layer of their eyes, ensuring snakes always have a clear view of their surroundings. Think of it as nature's way of giving them a fresh perspective. Shedding also helps them grow and removes parasites, making it a win-win situation. Who needs spa treatments when you can reinvent yourself from head to tail? Fact number 7. Snakes can survive for months without eating. Imagine not eating for months and being perfectly fine with it. No late-night cravings, no hangry outbursts, just pure zen-like patience. That's life for many snakes, especially after they've enjoyed a particularly hefty meal. Their slow metabolism allows them to conserve energy for weeks or even months without a single snack. For instance, a python that devours a large deer can chill for months while digesting. Meanwhile, we humans feel like the world is ending if we skip breakfast. Snakes remind us that sometimes less is more, except when it comes to eating something the size of a medium-sized dog in one sitting. It's their ultimate flex: minimal effort, maximum survival. Fact number 8. The black mamba can run faster than most humans. The black mamba isn't just deadly, it's absurdly fast. Reaching speeds of up to 12 miles per hour, this snake could easily outsprint most of us. Imagine trying to outrun a snake and realizing halfway that it's not just faster, but way more determined. Of course, snakes don't technically run. They slither with such efficiency that it feels like they've entered the reptilian Olympics. Thankfully, black mambas would rather use their speed to escape threats than chase down their next meal. Still, if you ever come across one, the best advice is not to challenge it to a foot race. You'll lose, and it won't be pretty. Fact number 9. Some snakes can fly. Well, glide. Actually, that if you thought snakes were scary on the ground, wait until you hear about flying snakes. Found in Southeast Asia, certain species like the paradise tree snake can launch themselves from branches and glide through the air. They flatten their bodies into a ribbon-like shape and wriggle mid-air to control their trajectory. It's like parkour, but in slow motion and with more style. While they're not exactly graceful, they won't be auditioning for any aerial ballet. They're shockingly good at reaching their destination. Luckily for us, they're not venomous and mainly use their skills to escape predators. Still, it's unsettling to know that even the skies aren't entirely snake-free. Fact number 10. Snakes have built-in night vision, like nature's superheroes. Who needs high-tech goggles when you've got infrared vision? Certain snakes, like pythons, boas, and pit vipers, have special heat-sensing pits near their mouths. These pits allow them to detect the body heat of prey, even in complete darkness. It's like having superpowers, enabling them to see warm-blooded animals as glowing targets. Whether it's a rodent hiding in tall grass or a bird perched in a tree, snakes know exactly where to strike. Meanwhile, we're fumbling for light switches when the power goes out. Snakes truly live in a different league, making them the original nocturnal hunters. Move over, Batman. There's a new superhero in town. Fact number 11. The king cobra can stand up to look you in the eye. When king cobras feel threatened, they don't just slither away. They rise to the occasion, literally. These massive snakes can lift the front third of their bodies off the ground, often reaching eye level with an average adult. Add in their iconic hood flaring and a bone-chilling hiss, and you've got a creature that means business. It's like facing a cobra-sized bouncer who's not about to let you into the club of life. Despite their intimidating presence, king cobras are surprisingly shy and would rather avoid confrontation. But if you push their buttons, you might find yourself in a standoff with one of nature's most dramatic showstoppers. Fact number 12. Anacondas are strong enough to wrestle crocodiles. In the jungles of South America, anacondas are the reigning champions of the animal wrestling world. These massive snakes can grow over 20 feet long and weigh more than 200 pounds, giving them the muscle to take down some pretty hefty opponents. Crocodiles, deer, and even jaguars are no match for an anaconda's crushing embrace. It's like nature's version of WWE. only with fewer rules and a much higher chance of the loser becoming dinner. Anacondas don't play around. They're the heavyweight champions of their ecosystems. And honestly, if you can wrestle a crocodile and win, you deserve the title. Fact number 13. Rattlesnakes can shake their tails 90 times a second. That if there was a competition for fastest tail shaking in the animal kingdom, rattlesnakes would take the trophy without breaking a sweat. These snakes can rattle their tails up to 90 times a second, creating a buzzing sound that says, "Back off," louder than words ever could. It's like nature's maraca, except this one warns you of impending danger rather than starting a fiesta. And here's the wild part. The rattle is made of keratin, the same stuff as your fingernails. So, essentially, they've turned their nails into a built-in alarm system. Talk about efficient multitasking. Fact number 14. Pythons are among the world's best huggers. When a python gives you a hug, it's not out of affection, it's because you're dinner. These non-venomous giants rely on constriction to overpower their prey, squeezing so tightly that blood flow to vital organs stops. It's not the kind of hug anyone wants, but you have to admire their technique. They coil around their victim with precision and patience, slowly tightening their grip until the job is done. Meanwhile, we humans are still figuring out how to give hugs without making things awkward. Pythons could probably teach a masterclass in commitment, just not the kind you want to sign up for. Fact number 15. Snakes have transparent eyelids they never close. Snakes don't blink. Ever. Instead of eyelids, they have a clear scale called a spectacle that covers and protects their eyes. This means they're always staring, whether they're hunting, resting, or just contemplating their next move. It's unsettling if you're not used to it. Imagine someone looking at you without blinking for hours. Creepy, right? But for snakes, it's just another day in the life. The spectacle is even shed along with their skin, giving them a fresh pair of windows to the soul every time they molt. And we thought contact lenses were high-tech. Fact number 16. Snakes can detect earthquakes before they happen. Long before seismographs were a thing, snakes were nature's earthquake detectors. These slithery creatures can sense vibrations from the ground, allowing them to pick up on tectonic activity days before it becomes a full-blown earthquake. In China, some people even observe snake behavior as an early warning system. If snakes are fleeing en masse, something's about to go down. It's like having a built-in alarm clock for natural disasters, except instead of waking you up, it warns you to get out of Dodge. Who knew snakes could double as geologists? Fact number 17. Sea snakes can hold their breath for hours. Unlike humans who struggle to hold their breath for more than a minute, sea snakes can stay underwater for up to 2 hours. Some species even have specialized glands to excrete salt, so they're basically custom-built for ocean life. They're the ultimate freedivers of the animal world, gliding through the water with ease while we struggle with snorkels and panic at the sight of jellyfish. Sea snakes truly embody the phrase "go with the flow," and they do it while holding their breath like absolute pros. Fact number 18. Snakes have a sixth sense for smelling without a nose. Snakes don't just use their noses to smell. They use their tongues too. When a snake flicks its tongue, it's not just being dramatic. It's collecting scent particles from the air and delivering them to a special organ in its mouth called the Jacobson's organ. This system lets them taste the air, giving them an incredibly detailed sense of their surroundings. It's like having a GPS, weather app, and restaurant finder all in one. Meanwhile, humans are still trying to figure out why we can't smell anything when we have a cold. Fact number 19. Baby snakes are born ready to hunt. Unlike most baby animals, which spend their early days being adorable and helpless, baby snakes are born fully equipped to fend for themselves. From the moment they hatch or are born, depending on the species, they're ready to hunt, hide, and survive. Some species are even venomous right out of the egg. Talk about hitting the ground running. It's like being handed a job on your first day of life, with no training and no safety net. Baby snakes don't get a childhood, but they also don't have to deal with homework, so it's a trade-off. Fact number 20. Some snakes play dead better than Hollywood actors. When all else fails, some snakes resort to the ultimate survival strategy, playing dead. The hognose snake is especially famous for this act, flipping onto its back, sticking out its tongue, and even releasing a foul smell to sell the performance. If you flip it right side up, it'll just roll back over like a stubborn toddler. It's so committed to the role, it deserves an Oscar. While it might seem ridiculous, this tactic works surprisingly well. Predators usually lose interest in dead prey. It's the reptilian equivalent of calling in sick to avoid a tough day. Fact number 21. Snakes can hear through their jawbones. Unlike humans, who need ears to catch the latest gossip, snakes hear through their jawbones. Yes, you read that right. They pick up vibrations from the ground and transmit them directly to their inner ear. So technically, they're listening with their faces. Imagine eavesdropping on a conversation just by pressing your chin to the floor. Snakes probably know more about what's happening in their neighborhood than we do, and all without a single Spotify playlist. Take that, noise-canceling headphones. Fact number 22. King cobras build nests for their eggs. While most snakes are content to just lay their eggs and leave, the king cobra goes above and beyond, building a nest and standing guard until the babies hatch. This is basically the reptilian equivalent of helicopter parenting. The mother cobra fiercely defends her little ones, ensuring no predators get too close. But here's the twist. Once the eggs hatch, she slithers away and never looks back. It's a short-lived but intense burst of maternal dedication, proving that even the most feared snakes have a soft side, kind of. Fact number 23. The inland taipan's venom could kill 100 people. The inland taipan, also known as the fierce snake, has venom so potent that a single bite could kill 100 people, or 250,000 mice if you're into that sort of comparison. Thankfully, these snakes are incredibly shy and prefer to avoid humans altogether. It's like having a bazooka, but choosing to stay home and read instead. So, while their venom is the stuff of nightmares, their temperament is closer to that of a librarian who just wants some peace and quiet. Fact number 24. Anacondas can grow over 30 feet long if you thought your neighbor's pet python was big. Wait until you meet the anaconda. These South American giants can grow over 30 feet long and weigh more than 500 pounds. They're basically the bodybuilders of the snake world, flexing their massive muscles as they swim through rivers. And yes, they're strong enough to take down large prey like deer and caimans. But don't worry, they're not coming for you unless you happen to be a wild pig wandering the Amazon. So, sleep tight, preferably far away from South America. Fact number 25. Snakes can go months without eating. While we humans get grumpy if we miss lunch, snakes can survive for months without a meal. Their slow metabolism allows them to conserve energy and stretch out their food supply like pros. Some species, like pythons, can fast for up to a year if needed. It's like intermittent fasting taken to the extreme, minus the Instagram posts about their fitness journey. When they do eat, they make it count, devouring meals that are often larger than their heads. Now that's commitment. Fact number 26. Boa constrictors give birth to live young. Unlike most snakes that lay eggs, boa constrictors skip the whole nest-building phase and give birth to live young. It's like the reptilian version of skipping the line at a crowded club. The baby boas come out fully formed, ready to start their lives as independent hunters. It's a practical approach that eliminates the whole egg-watching ordeal, though it probably makes family reunions a bit more complicated. Either way, boa moms are basically the cool parents of the snake world. Fact number 27. Some snakes can survive decapitation for hours. Here's a fact straight out of a horror movie. Snakes can remain active for hours after being decapitated. Their nervous system continues to function, allowing them to move, writhe, and even strike long after their heads are separated from their bodies. It's the ultimate "you can't stop me" attitude, though it's not exactly pleasant to witness. If snakes had a motto, it would probably be, "Never say die," even when it's already happened. Fact number 28. The black mamba is faster than you think. That if there's a track and field event for snakes, the black mamba would take gold every time. These venomous speedsters can slither at up to 12 miles per hour, making them one of the fastest snakes on land. To put that into perspective, the average human jogs at about 6 miles per hour. So, if you ever find yourself in a race against a black mamba, just hope it's in the opposite direction. And while they're not usually aggressive, their speed and venom make them a predator you definitely don't want to underestimate. Fact number 29. Snakes shed their skin to stay fresh. Snakes don't need a spa day to rejuvenate. They just shed their skin. This process, called ecdysis, allows them to get rid of parasites and make room for growth. It's like hitting the refresh button on their entire body. The old skin peels off in one piece, often looking like a ghostly replica of the snake. While humans spend hundreds on exfoliation products, snakes achieve the same results naturally. Who's the real skincare expert now? Fact number 30. Snakes have been around for over 100 million years. Snakes are the ultimate survivors, slithering through history for over 100 million years. They've outlived dinosaurs, adapted to countless environments, and still managed to terrify humans on every continent except Antarctica. Their longevity is a testament to their adaptability, proving that sometimes slow and steady and a bit sneaky really does win the race. So next time you see a snake, remember, you're looking at a living fossil that's been perfecting the art of survival since the Cretaceous period. Respect. That's a wrap on our slippery journey through the world of snakes. From their crazy eating habits to their ancient history, snakes have proven they're some of the most fascinating creatures slithering on Earth. Whether you're inspired, amazed, or just a little more cautious next time you're near tall grass, we hope you enjoyed learning about these scaly wonders. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which snake fact left you in awe or made you shiver. This is Chelder, signing off with a hiss. See you next time.